Sometimes you might have to expect that just a smidge right now. We're currently just waiting on one player to ready up. That has just disappeared from my screen, so I'm expecting that we're ready to roll in towards this one. Apologies for the delay. We had a tech issue with one of the players' PCs that has been rectified, and we are all back in toward it. I'm just clicking the refresh button that I need to from my end, and now we can get in towards the game, as this is map number 2 in this best of 3. This is Inferno, the pick of 50 Shades Hound, as you can see from the HUD, from Not Greyhound here, which means that if they do drop this one, they drop into the lower bracket, Mitch.
Absolutely. So not an elimination, a very, very spicy opener, of course, on the other side of the bracket. Joshin's got you running through that one. That's DGG versus Roostone. From what I last saw, it was 1-0 in favor of DGG, but also leaning strongly towards Rooster into that second map of Dust too. So they are moving strong, but we do lean back into Inferno. Now, this is typically known as Inferno. Encore historically not the best on this map, but maybe time will tell. You know, they looked really, really good on Vertigo. So there's a nice little flash at the start. Sterling dinked up, and it's a trade of damage in the favor of Greyhound, as Lias is going to pick that one up as well.
Yeah, a little bit of spread throughout the map as well for Encore right now. Need to make sure that they're getting their forces over towards the A site. A player down. A big grouping from Not Greyhound outside the apartments as well, which does signify to us that this is where they do want to start to end things. You've got Azza with Kit in tow, playing over towards the Archer's side of things. He's actually going to get a little bit hastily, take the head off of Vexite's shoulders. So we're back into the 4 versus 4, Mitch, but we're in towards the A side now. Great shot from Sterling.
Very nice shot. Traded out well, though, by CSGO. Azza alive for a little bit too long, I would say. The 3 versus 3 now. Azza goes again for the duel because they're quickly trying to pressure this position. Gratisfaction a little while away. In spotted, dinked up, tagged up, and he's found as well. Sicko Ali very, very low. Still yet to find this plant, Komodo. They will be able to get it down now. Azza a little while away. They are going to start to move their way through Diggity together. No utility. It is just going to be an all-out brawl. Looking to run up to the site. Sicko gets one. And a second from Ali. Now Gratisfaction 1v2. And he will close 3k for Grat. And the round is taken.
Oh.
Again, it's a scrappy looking Not Greyhound. Great opening. But I think the thing is, the relaxation from Encore to move in as a unit together, and we can already see the calling of Azza moving in nicely.
There was a chance, I will admit. There was a chance for Not Greyhound to close that one out. 3 versus 2. Yes, Not Greyhound players were very low in HP, but the fact that you see the first member in the Encore squad jump on through to be the bait to get the information of where the Not Greyhound players were, lose his life, and then another pick goes the way of Not Greyhound. It's all onto Grat, but he's very smooth with it. He is able to close out then and there. Pistol round over towards Encore, Mitch, so a good start, but with Plant for 50 Shades Hound, does mean that they have 4 stuff. Galil's, AK, Tech 9, bit of utility here and there as well. And it's the banana progression that they're trying to establish right now. Gratisfaction, a bit of ship damage on towards Ins, but it's really his HP is the one that needs to be cauterized right now.
Yeah. The biggest thing for me is going to be witnessing to see how Encore do lean into this CT side. It's one that has, you know, for me, kind of been the only real massive criticism that I've had in their hesitancy. You know, quite regularly seeing the saves on the sides, but with these 2 new teammates coming in, it looks like Gratisfaction is going to be that B player. Great pick there from Ali, dropping down Azza. So the force so far looking good for Not Greyhound. However, still got a minute left on the clock and having to find their way up, which does look like it's going to be A on the lead. However, bomb is still dropped in spawn, Komodo, for now.
One of the most common occurrences when it does come to Inferno, isn't it? Now, bomb dropped at the T-stairs. 45 seconds to go. It'll be retrieved from Ins, and now the problem is the fact that Sicko's lost his life with the flashbang. It should be retrievable on the floor. But if it's not, yep, there it is. Ins has it. There's only a single smoke for Lias to be able to play with as well. So it might be a little bit difficult to get in towards the safe site. That being said, currently is only Sterling here. So a lot rests on him to be able to find it. And with all the silence around the server right now, Encore, they are going to be playing retake over towards the A side. It does feel, and Sterling isn't able to find anything either.
Very nice round there from Not Greyhound, and it is just going to be the immediate save from what we can see. Already Encore just slotting their way in. They've got the double M4, and look, even in the end, Not Greyhound do leave it very much down to the time. But that's the classic, you know, that CT side, always punishing, always hard to play around. And Encore, you know, they take a gamble, they stack towards B. They maybe thought they had a potential read, and Not Greyhound was able to lean straight back into that. So they're going to keep the 3 Galils, the AK alive, and it is already a, you know, start of a nice little battle on our hands on this map of Inferno. This is a selection, of course, of not Greyhound. Encore did pick up Vertigo, where they did manage to pull away very strong 16-7.
Close in the pistol, but better in the second round. Getting on the board here for Not Greyhound. You know, I think we're asking a lot more from them over in Vertigo. We're expecting a lot more from them, but for Encore, they delivered very nicely. So able to not really continue that momentum over into this starting of this map. It's been quite a bit since that first one finished, to be completely honest with you. But a 1-1 scoreline nice and early on with the 3 rifles saved over in the previous round, or 3 guns rather, one being that SMG MP9. Encore going to fancy themselves a force up in towards this new round. The kit is there, a lot more utility to play with as well, so very plausible for them to be able to take away this round right now. But I do want to see what sort of conditioning Not Greyhound does have for us on this T side.
Absolutely, and it's a pretty big roll straight down towards Banana. Has also tagged up very, very low, but so has Ins, and now Grat can lean on in. Sicko dinked up in the process as well. How do they actually look for this fight? They've reflexed in. Grat's getting aggressive. Power finding one. However, it is traded, but the damage, it is crazy. Immediately, though, you see it already. Encore, they've effectively had 4 members over towards B. Sterling did get that rotate, so it's going to be on the pressure of Hazard in this diggity position, all on his lonesome Komodo that he's going to have to trade. If he gets 2, it could make it really, really rough. Yeah, there you go. There's the opening. 2, exactly as we said. Now traded. Inz has got 3, but he's 6 HP. Now this is winnable for Encore.
Oh, but Inz with the bomb as well. He needs to get in towards the apartments. Do they choose to play with the time? A minute on the clock before getting the plant, and that's exactly what he's doing. He's read it nicely. Low HP, catch them off guard, make it a bit easier for you. Now Sterling, he's going to get caught in the battle. Not expecting Liaz to be there. That's a great settling down situation for Not Greyhound.
Bro, the confidence from Inz there. He was on 6 HP after kill number 1. To be able to find the extra 3, and especially in that rotation, here's the audio rotating both members down B. Inz, like that one round alone shows how much he has improved in his way of thinking about the game.
Really needed to work with a lesser situation there, and he's done it to a T. Really nicely done. And that's what we're wanting from him, right? Really making sure that he can step into this new role. It's been a work in progress for quite a bit. And I guess, you know, some people have been questioning, when is it really going to be fine-tuned? When is it really going to start hitting the mark? And if he can continue pulling forward like this, and we see a really good clean Inferno here to come through from Not Greyhound, it will be really, really good. But for right now, it's just a bit of a tussle in with Banana. Bit of a mop up through as Not Greyhound Mitch. They will find the big round there.
Yeah, look, it's a thing where obviously Encore, you know, having Licky, he was a forced into the position kind of thing. You know, maybe putting his hands up when no one else was really sort of overly keen to IGL. You know, the pressure is really, really high because, you know, not only in being an in-game leader are you the one making the calls, you also need the team to entirely respect those calls. So, you know, not having a massively wide strat book and Licky kind of, you know, doing what he could. Now we've got Azza coming into the fray, who is very, very experienced and has been doing it for a long, long time. So similar sort of story though for Not Greyhound, right? You know, they pick drop down hats rather, and you know, people were saying, oh, are they going to pick up Azza themselves? But in the end, you know, they continue to hold on to Inz as the IGL, developing him. Kingfisher, you know, needs to kind of step up in being a leader himself as well, because they've swapped out for Vexite. More firepower, and only time will tell if that's actually the right decision for Not Greyhound.
Well, there's a lot of pressure at the top of Banana at the moment. Savage needs an escape route. Satisfaction taken down relatively low, but Savage with 1 will be his fall. And that is well worth the stick around as well. Bit of HP, though, towards the B players. Does mean that it is technically the weaker site in numbers and HP right now, Mitch. A minute to go. Utility does start to come on through, and Savage with smoke. That's all the utility done and dusted from B.
They are still creeping their way towards it. Both members extremely low. You know, Savage did very, very well to play anti-flash, find that frag on a Vexite. Getting a little bit too aggressive in some of these moments. We did see that back on Vertigo as well. Now the rotation has been made. Call in for Sterling. Utility goes in, so they are going to be ready for it. And that's a smoke straight back into top Nana. It's going to make it very, very awkward. 30 seconds left is not exactly a heap of time to work with. And there they are, just marching straight on in. Do they have the boost? Yes, they do. Inz has read it well. And he's also pointed out Gratisfaction. Inz doing it all on his own home turf. However, there's Sterling dropping him down. Now the smoke has faded. Needing to get that plan in time, though. Liaz with the catch now. Another spot. Sicko also dropping Sterling. looking much, much better here on Inferno. Great lurk from Liaz. And now it's just going to be Azza to save. So this side of Inferno so far, now that the technical issues are out the way, are looking much, much better on map number 2.
Survive with 3 guns here into the next round as well, and your economy is just going to skyrocket a little bit more. This was one of those sort of teetering positions for Encore as well, where they've gone in with a purchase. It's not the most stellar one. They do find a pick early on, but it kind of falls by the wayside with the entries coming back from Not Greyhound. Now they're going to reap the rewards. 4 rounds on this T side early on to Encore's 1. You'd like to see a pause come out from Encore just to get their thoughts in order. Figure out how to get back in towards this one. As just Azza surviving there with the M4A1S. Does mean it's going to be the expected hero gun in towards this next round. And this kind of does shift the narrative, right, Mitch? This is something that we're waiting for to see from Not Greyhound over on Vertigo. Now it's come out in towards Inferno. So, as long as they don't really drop against the pistols this round, we might be seeing a bit of a reinvigorated Not Greyhound.
Still can do the damage though here, Azza, with that saved rifle. Looks like already Not Greyhound have started to work out the utility from Encore. It has been sent down very, very early into Banana this time round. Gratisfaction's got the double flash in. We'll be able to send in Savage for a peek if he would like. Sicko spots out the gun barrel. Hazard, they did try to get the flash in, but it wasn't quite enough. So once more, it is that early pick. However, again, as you mentioned, just the eco. Savage now looking for a bit of a spot, but I think Vexite might have his number here.
Oh, we'll have to wait and see. There's a couple of battles around the map that will be happening. Savage, he's going to walk in toward it. Shadow advantage for Vexite. Been given away. Hazard taking down to 5 HP as well. Might want to see that M4A1S be given over towards one of the other boys, but really, it's going to be tough given by the fact that Sterling is isolated on this A side at the moment. Deep smoke. Cordon off the vision. Get a little bit of this Archer's control. It's just a really well-placed, methodical round to come out from Not Greyhound.
Not overextending. Playing for picks, playing for trades. And Azza might be able to get a catch onto Ins here. That's a big one, but still sight has been secured. So it'd really just be about if they can save these 2 rifles over. But look at the position already from Vexite. He's going to get into the construction, and this should be 2 easy picks. Hazard's not going to be ready for it. There's 1. Gratisfaction might be able to get the trade, but, you know, Vexite is a little bit sharp. Grat does have his number here, even without the Kevlar. So this should be definitely not a position where all 3 start to run and hunt, but they're pretty keen to do it.
And why wouldn't you at this point in time? You know that the money is, you know, still fickle over on the side of Encore, and a player surviving most likely has a gun. There you go. Removed. The 5th secured for Not Greyhound. Holding onto that AWP for Alistair. Hasn't really needed to do too much with it just yet. Waiting to see him shine through on that one. But this is what I've been waiting for as well. Right? Another gun round to come through from Encore. To be able to figure out from all the information that they've gathered so far on how Not Greyhound are playing this half, what can they do to get back on towards this CT side. We've seen a bit of the banana control established with a lot of that utility as well. Gratisfaction got a great spray down of pepper damage earlier on, so maybe they want to have a bit of a grenade strike. And when I say they, I mean Encore. So quick. Just a little bit.
Straight on up. Look at this confidence. Good trade out from Savage, but Liaz is going to make light work of it. Going to be on to Azza on his lonesome here. The rest of the team does start to march on in. Liaz low. Unfortunately, the Molotov doesn't quite hit, and it's actually going to keep them at bay for now. Good flash, but Liaz moving into CT. Azza gets 1 and a second. He's doing it all on his lonesome. Liaz moves straight back through, though, and he's actually going to get into CT as well. Can he find more? Hazard has fallen out, so yeah, it's a rough one. Alistair, 1 versus 2 situation, does have the bomb, and I don't know how quickly Hazard wants to try and get through that CT position in. Okay, Alistair gets 1 more, but Hazard's ready. Straight through the coffins and gets the defuse done. That was a interesting round, to say the least.
It's a little bit scrappy given by the player positioning, right? The fast-paced attempt from Not Greyhound up through Banana, getting in front of the utility, a little bit of that grenade damage chipped away onto Ins and Liaz, I think it was. But then when they start to get on through, there was a good flash thrown through CT that kind of threw a little bit of a muck to everybody. There's kills going left, right, and center. A plant goes down from Alistair in the end, where he is technically able to find the isolated duel towards CT, but then a great little initiative peek up from Hazr on toward the coffins closes it down. So a bit of a scrappy round as far as everything is concerned. And for Encore, they need to be finding these CT-sided rounds, yes, but they probably need to do so with more players alive. They haven't got any establishment of their economy. We need to see something clean come through for them.
Yeah, for sure. But they are doing this early approach down towards Banana. Yeah, exactly. The airstrike. In's now down to 3 points of HP. Has to go Bogdan's Law. He's also relatively handy with an AWP himself, but that's an awesome start from Encore. Because look at the rotation already, Komodo. Straight back towards B. Az's there. He's going to be sitting in the arches, just waiting to see if anyone does sort of come on through.
Well, look at,
and that's very much put the brakes on Greyhound for now.
The apartments creep from Hazr at the moment. He's got Sterling in there with him with the AWP.
It's beautiful.
I think he might be playing anti-flash at the moment in the window. He's looking at the window room. Okay, so he's going to hear all of this utility coming through. The jig's up, essentially. Not Greyhound, showing that they're going for this brackets control. Sterling's going to be picking out a boiler to find that first one. Liaz does get a trade onto Hazr over at Freezer. So the apartments is open. Ins, as you mentioned, is ready onto Grat. So right now, 50 seconds. We could see the settling down in this round because Encore, they're a player down.
Yeah, In's having some fantastic reads right now, topping the server. 8-4. Liaz not too far behind, 8-2. But it's about that impact. Will Vexite be ready for Azza? He slots the toes, gets it done. But they're still very split, right? You know, there still is a very healthy Sterling sitting on that side. Savage will start to rotate over. He will be overwhelmed if he does do that one and done, but if he's allowed to find a couple of frags, maybe a device moment here, there's one. Does he have any more in the tank if they do cross onto the side? No, he is going to be punishing. Go with the aggression. There you go, getting a second for his troubles, and that's exactly what we need to see from Not Greyhound as well. They've got great reads. They're feeding Encore straight into their hands. And, you know, Encore is still making a lot of these right decisions. They're getting into apartments. They're getting that Nana control. But it is this map of Not Greyhound where we have seen them the best, both locally and internationally. You know, I sort of do think back to that map where they were looking absolutely hot to trot, 16-8 against Na'Vi. But, you know, plagued with some inconsistency here and there. And Savage looking to get very, very aggressive down into Axe. Liaz ready for it, though.
Definitely feels like a more measured Not Greyhound in this map right now.
For sure.
You know, they're taking the duels together. They're winning them pretty convincingly. They've got contingency plans in what feels like a lot of these rounds, you know, more than what Encore does have for certain. So this is kind of one of the things where I'd feel like if you'd cover up the names and everything from the previous map, that's a nice shot from Hazr. You know, you could probably get it wrong with guessing what team name was what.
Well, Liaz is looking very, very good so far, getting these entries, getting these picks. And now they've heard Sterling. Oh, the tiptoes! He manages to find it alongside the lack of Kevlar, so Inns again still playing really, really good positions around the map. You know, he's allowing his team to very much funnel around. Because, yeah, look, it is a big thing. Like, to take literally... Well, at the time, Inns was arguably the best player in the region, right? When he was on that star fragger role, like, localized, right?
Yeah.
Inns, best on the team, gets added in. He came over from the old rendition of Order into Renegades. And then when Dexter moves away, Inns having to kind of be funneled into the IGL slot. They tried Sicko for a little bit. Like, building a leader is so challenging, and we're seeing exactly that here. But are you joking? As I'm talking about it, Ali gets the opening, Inns gets another. They are looking so well drilled on this T side, like a completely different team to what we saw in Vertigo.
Now, these are a couple of great picks to come through. Maybe spice a little bit of luck in toward that as well with the taps to come through from Inns. But regardless, you know, they are having good reads in this round. They got a few picks. They slow it down, make sure that there's no overextension from Encore, who in deficit might do something a little bit more risky. As it's starting to fall back over towards the A site. Incendiary up towards balcony to make sure he's denying any timing for a hit to reposition over towards Pit as well. And he is really just going to be stuck by himself on this island. Didn't get his choice of 3 things to bring with him. No. And he's just been Goomba stomped by Liaz.
Absolutely. And it's another save.
Yep, don't blame him.
And like, I love this positioning from Not Greyhound, where they're all sitting, you know, mid's controlled, Archers locked down, smoke towards motorway. You know, they've got that one member on the site. They know it's clear. And they're in a very, very happy position to hunt. They've cleared out all the angles now. They can all start to leave, maybe leave one for some audio. That'll be Sicko just sitting top mid, waiting to see if a tap does come out. But the rest of the members, they're happy to start moving over. Great flash onto Savage. Holds the line, gets the shot. He can move in towards construction now. Pratt's been taken very low. This is an awkward fight. But
they've got no money, Mitch. They need these guns to do something. Didn't know Savage
Pratt
was an AWP.
should go down, but... Oh, he's good on the AWP, I tell ya. He is really, really good on the AWP. There is a potential world. And I know his Papa Bear would certainly agree with that one. But anyway, they're exit frags at this point in time. He does manage to take it through. How important that AWP is going to be is an interesting one. The team won't buy around it. It'll definitely be just like a light pistol buy here. However, you know, damage is damage dealt, right? It's good, but look at the money for Not Greyhound. They've already won out the half. It's only the 11th round, and they've got cash to burn.
Nah, absolutely. They've won out the half, so anything else from here is just some extra change, right? It's just some extra rounds to make the closing of this game a little bit better if they can transition what they've done on this T side to the CT side, rather. Great opening pick from Alistair. Shuts down that AWP where Sterling now picks it up. So we talk about how many AWPers there are potentially on this Encore roster now. Azza with CZ75. That's a big throwback if you remember how powerful he's been with this weapon over the years.
But look at the confidence from him. You know, he's happy to move through that molly as well. Get out. Cheeky little peek, reposition, fight for the weapon. He's got it. Now Sterling wants to try and fight this duel. Will he peek in for it or will he wait? Solo B, they find that pick. They open up a potential can of worms, and Azza does have that Kevlar with the AK now. So this is probably the most convincing round that Encore have had so far in a little bit.
It's workable, isn't it? But with no utility, no kit, they want to make sure that Not Greyhound gets no plant down, no chance to get in towards a more favorable situation.
Definitely got the utility to work with as well. Double smoke to come out from the corner position. Now they've just got to clear out the cubby. Gratisfaction is going to try to do the old bait and switch for his teammate, and Azza gets the job done. Sicko taken very, very low, but now they flash into the cubby. And Vexai's pretty keen to start moving on, playing with fire a little bit there, but should be able to find Gratisfaction. He does, however, look where Hazard is in the pit. They are going to be clearing, but maybe not enough. Maybe they'll overlook. There's one, but it's also an awkward angle, up high and low. He should be going down to the Glock of Ali. Deagle recovered. Now look at Sterling. Sterling's in position, actually. However, Alistair's ready for him. Great read, great pick, and great round from the AWPer of Not Greyhound. Alistair, you know, he was absent in that previous one. And again, as we mentioned, you know, Not Greyhound plagued with technical issues that previous map. And now the issue has been sorted. Yep. And it seems to have been the answer so far.
Well, double AWP was something that you made mention to over on Vertigo, Mr. Mitch. And here is coming through. Sterling and Gratisfaction getting out the boomsticks and going up against Alistair, who's gotten a couple of good picks with the AWP of his own in this game. This could be where things do change up, I would say, for Encore. They need to try and at least establish the remainder of this half to have a good amount of cushioning, a couple of chances to drop some rounds and recover in the next half. That is a fantastic grenade in the get-go on towards Savage and Gratisfaction. Might make them change up how they're going to play out from here. A good returning one from Azza as well onto Ali.
He's pretty keen to try and fight this fight, and there is going to be a big, big duel in that top mid as they try to get into brackets now. Double up in Diggity, but Hazard does have to question himself, looking towards the apartments. Molotov will stem the bleeding for now. But Sterling, he's straight onto that line. Azza in the cubby as well. So it is going to be a big fight here in brackets whenever that utility does start to go down. But no, they pulled the plug immediately. The call has been made. The read is there. And they are going to start to back their way towards this B site. Yeah,
but does Gratisfaction get proactive, get a bit hungry, ambitious on the line, or does he keep posted? They're starting to shuffle on this clear, and I can't help but wonder, is Grak going to find the opening pick? He's going to get a leg on towards Vexai. Are they going to disrespect the smoke if it even gets thrown right now? Flashes over. Vexai does get taken down. You want to see the cavalry arrive for Encore Mitch. 30 seconds for Not Greyhound to try and get the plan. A bit of a boost up onto the flower bed as well. Savage, he's going to look for this one. There's the one on towards Inns and Alistair. The double kill comes in nicely. And now Sicko and Liaz try and pick up, get this plant down. A little bit of vulnerability as it does start to go, but a 4-player retake for Encore. Let's see how they fare.
Should be a very, very easy one. You can already see that Encore, they were managing to keep the pressure on to Not Greyhound for that position. But now they've waited. They know they're at the advantage position. They've got a full belt of utility. And it's just going to be on to Liaz and Sicko. Now they start to move in. They can get that smoke down towards Banana. Liaz very, very happy to be looking towards this position. Watching the back of Sicko. They're both there on the same line, but it's a great flash over the top. However, Liaz, can he spot the second? No, not quick enough. Azar takes the bullet, and Encore will be able to walk away. Finally around in their favor. 3 secured. And a triple... No, okay, I was going to say. Double or.
Triple or.
Into the next.
Same dust
picked up
too.
one and dropped it. Yeah.
Now they're going to drop over the weaponry to make sure that they can get the comparable purchase coming through into this new round as well. Because surviving with 3 in that one is the pass mark, right? It makes sure that you've got enough money in the next rounds to get what they've got right now. A proper purchase. But we know for Not Greyhound, with how far forward that their economy was as well, that they have a pretty comfortable purchase coming into this new round. So they'll take that one as a little bit of a tap on the wrist. And they'll go at it again, trying to chase double digits here. No early aggression over at brackets from Encore. Happy to play with patience there. Sterling on the AWP line for himself, but it's Ins with the AWP. Pushed up Banana. And he's got Azza as his first reward. The grenade damage. Vexite Ins really low.
They do manage to get out, and look at already this forward positioning. Gratisfaction. He's done the old nifty line into apartments, but now will walk his way away. So trying to get aggressive, trying to sort of shift it up. That's, again, the thing that we did get to see some early signs in the opening couple of rounds. Encore was getting aggressive, was looking to take apartments. But it's a complete lean. 4 members over towards this A site right now. They are starting to creep on in. Liaz has managed to pull the shot. Still continuing to fake out. An old former teammate, one that he did stand up the top 4 at the Antwerp major, I believe it was.
I actually love this read from Encore, by the way.
Star Ladder Major 2018. That's what I'm going for, all right? Top 4, Australia.
You got there.
Yeah.
I actually love this call to come through from Encore. Even if it was at the wrong side of the map, it means that they've got most of their forces together to completely deny if it does go their way. The utility is pretty dry for Not Greyhound right now, and Gratisfaction going to be taking out Liaz. 30 seconds to go. Your call to go to B would have had to already been done from Not Greyhound, so they have to push in towards this A site right now. Gratisfaction on the line of X site. That is the bomb. And you've got Sicko and Ins completely split. This round is Encore's. Sicko going to try and find what damage he can, but taken down as well. Does it just shift on to surviving with this weaponry to make sure you've got at least another purchase in the next couple of rounds for the remainder of this half? And this shot from Ins.
Oh, there was a chance.
Oh, it's a big bait. And there we go. The 4th on the round for Encore.
Absolutely. Looking a bit scrappy there. You know, there was kind of that indecision the second the bomb dropped in the hands of Vexite. I've got to admit, man, Vexite hasn't really been able to sort of slot his way in just yet. I don't know if it's like different roles or, you know, maybe just some early discomfort, but, you know, a shining bright star being put into, you know, I guess Hat's had a really tough role being small side anchor. You know, it's always a challenging one.
Well, what do they say? Big fish, little pond, little fish, big pond thing?
Yeah, correct. You know, exactly. Like, you know, this would be, I guess, considered the opportunity of a lifetime for Vexite, but a very, very challenging thing to make work, you know?
Yeah, specifically when you do have those big role shifts, which is something, you know, we saw many years ago when all of OCE kind of knew the way to get up, right? They knew which teams they had to hop into along their journey for progression, and sometimes it was complete role shifts. Yeah, maybe
the same for Liaz, right? Like, yeah, in that roster, he was best player in the region, then all of a sudden joins 100 Thieves and has to shift it up, has to take on a new role, but this Hazard inside the pit does get traded by Liaz, and this is a much, much better round from Not Greyhound. Effective trades out of the apartment and immediate save call as well for Encore. They have to take these 3 weapons into the next round, and, you know, Savage is the only one with cash, so Not Greyhound, they're going to pick up 10, and they're keeping the economy honest, but if it is 11-4, we know who talks about the law.
We'll see. Savage can technically get out another AWP and give it over towards Sterling, so we can see a world in which the workings of the double AWPs can come back.
Well, that was where the success came.
Correct. So I'm expecting that, but again, you know, 10 rounds on the T side of Inferno is always going to be something that you're very happy with, albeit 11. Really means that on the flip side, right, there can't be many mistakes made from Encore. You've got like 2 or 3 before the economy gets built up for Not Greyhound as well, that it really becomes difficult. So this round is, you know, kind of more important than a lot of people might consider just from looking at it.
Yeah, for sure. Encore pick up this one. All of a sudden, you know, 5-10 half. It's winnable, but definitely not Greyhound have managed to step back up. You know, that round being secured there shows that there's not sort of a momentum loss, I guess you could say. It was 2 big rounds that were highly important for Encore, because if we sort of ended up with a 13-2 half or something along those lines, it would have basically just been game done. But for Encore, you know, now, oh, that's a great pick there from Sterling. Aggressive line, you know, not typically taken by the man, so nice to see that he's able to get that jump onto Alice there.
I like the holding factor of Encore with the utility down Banana, but the deeper smoke meant that the Not Greyhound players haven't pushed through it just yet. And it is the stage of just the util dumping at the moment. See what chip damage you can find. See if there's any overzealousness from maybe Not Greyhound at the moment as they do start to protrude in towards the top of brackets. Azza has been smoked off. And the incendiary is going to be his choice. Buy information to buy time. 3 players for Encore surrounding this A site at the moment. That utility Mitch is starting to dwindle a bit. So with a minute to go, finding either information that Not Greyhound is still here or getting a pick would be big. We've still got banana control for Encore, so they've got an idea of what Not Greyhound are trying to do. Potential to wrap.
To reconnect. I don't know what's happened to my.
All right, I'll keep going then. Potential to wrap CT is something really big, and that's what Inz is actually doing right now. He's getting all the way behind Library. And that might actually catch Azza off guard, who was already taken relatively low. Inz, he's shaping up for maybe more than one. He hasn't peeked out just yet. Yes, he has. The shot's in the back of the head towards Savage, and now Azza Inz has sleuthed his way in towards this round, and he's rolled the dice on the correct number. Not Greyhound get the plant with a 2-player advantage. The remainder of Encore's forces coming up through top of mid. It's Gratisfaction and Sterling to see what they're going to do to be able to get back in toward this round. Are you back in this round?
I'm back in this round.
Okay, take it away.
Around the corner of Elbow, Sterling moving into the apartments as well, which is already occupied by Vexite. One quick clear, though. There is a world where it's done, but Vexite is quick to it. There we go. Inz also spotting Gratisfaction. Another notch on the belt, I guess you could say, for Inz. You know, Inferno, as we all have been calling it. And they get the job done. So Not Greyhound are going to walk away with the 11-4, but again, we talk about it. Zonic's Law, Encore walk away with Pistol. We could see a swing in the half. If Not Greyhound were able to continue to keep up that pressure and force down maybe a 13-2, which was a very real possibility until we saw that double AWP come in for Encore. So, yeah, Encore definitely feeling the pressure this time round. It's a much different result than what we saw on Vertigo. However, it means that we've got, like, look at your hands, look at your palms. Then the word series should be written there.
I think one of the biggest things as well is we've got confidence back over towards Not Greyhound, right? It feels like that's something we were lacking a little bit over on Vertigo. We're lacking a bit of cohesion from them as well. Not really able to get one foot in front of another consistently. And they've exactly done that in toward Inferno right now. And for Encore, they're looking a little bit suppressed in this game right now. So to get back into order on the exchanging of the halves is what we want to see, because we look towards the projection of this series, right? If we get map 3, if it continues this way of Not Greyhound, then we go over towards Nuke, Mitch.
Nuke's a spicy one.
Nuke is a very common one between these teams.
Yeah. And look, we know a Gratisfaction on Nuke, right? That outside control, but will he be playing that? Is it going to be given over to him? You know, he's one of, you know, probably the best players from this region on a map like Nuke. So
yeah,
that'll be interesting to see what their roles are going to look like if Sterling continues to play outside as he does.
I'll give you a little bit of statistic as well. The last 2 times these guys have played Nuke, it went over to Renegade/Order, 16-13 and 19-16. So pretty close scorelines. The time before that, 16-6 over towards Encore. So any day that can be a good day, we'll see the victor go forward. But Mitch, pistol round. All important pistol round for Encore. Get back into all the series, and for Not Greyhound to kind of put the nail in the coffin.
Yeah. Pistol round, super important. And they are getting aggressive down Nana. That should be a flash available. They are going to leave Inz in cubby. He's got the kit in hand. So this will be the old bait and switch. It's just going to sit for the back of sight. There is no flash in it all, though. Liaz gets the opening pick in apartments, and Grat, great opening shot there. And I think Zico's got to get away quickly because Grat's going to pick it up. Do they clear it? That's the question.
Yeah. Well, the Molotov, if it went over towards Dark, it would clear out Ins. He's got a kit and no armor, so damage done by those pistols could be a little bit more potent, and that's exactly right. He's swindled away with one on towards Hazard, but the push in from Gratisfaction in towards the Ruins. He's looking to ruin the day of not Greyhound, but the dualies are now out for Alistair. He's picked them up off the floor for this 1 versus 3, turned into 2. They're vulnerable on this plan. He's clearing what he possibly can. Knows where Sterling in. Hears that Azza has retreated towards CT, so he knows for the time being where both of these players currently are. Mitch, a tap on toward the defuse, a push in towards Azza. He's fighting these isolated duels. And for Sterling, it's a reload out from Alistair right now. And a challenge to swing the shots. He wants that kit from Ins. They've called for it.
Got it.
And Sterling not choosing to push on up, choosing to play the distance game, and he's going to catch him in the face as well. The pistol round goes to Encore.
Looking the wrong way, Alistair. Certainly a close one, but that was Gratisfaction at the helm, steering the ship nicely up, Banana. So that's that pistol round, ever so important for Encore. They get the momentum to stack up behind them, but not Greyhound. They force straight back in. They're going to be looking for those Deagles. They've got the airstrike as well. And Liaz also. Okay, so 4 nades, a smoke, and they are going to be making their way to look down mid, all right? So it's going to be the HE stacks in a couple different ways.
Oh, is Alistair dropping his over at Archer? Interesting. Anyways, it's a force up from the Not Greyhound squad after dropping the pistol there, and a valiant attempt to try to pick it up in the end from Alistair. As Banana control is established for Encore, a lot more utility to make clearing angles a lot easier. Say all these C's a little bit smoother. As the grouping up around the A side at the moment, sending up potential execute. Making sure, as I mentioned, that all this utility is exercised quite nicely. Some brilliant shots, actually, to come through from Ins, and Alistair does make this round all more difficult for Encore. 2 versus 4. Sterling 30 HP. Encore win pistol, lose the second. That's what happened in the first half, Mitch.
They've still got utility as well to play with. Stuck in brackets, Sterling going to walk straight into the crosshair of Liaz. They are sharp with these pistols. Vex sight now around the archers. Savage has to do it all. And we talk about this 1v4 situation, don't we, Komodo? You don't win a 1v4, you lose a 4v1. It is. It's a little bit dicey, but he is able to lock it out. Galil dropped over, AK secured, and Ins continuing his lead, 19-9. Liaz not too far away, finally slotting back into that star roll nicely. Exactly kind of what you want to see, right? You know, Vexite, he's going to have a lot of learning ahead of him for sure. But at least he is doing what he needs to do, right? He's playing that lurk a little bit. He's getting some further control. And yeah, look, a lot of assists. So at least his nades are doing the right things.
Force up in this round from Encore. A little bit of utility by way of as a smoke and Gratisfaction with a full kit. Really, how much is that utility going to propel you against all these M4s? The stolen AK for Sicko there, and the Galil for Vexite. As long as you're crossing your I's and dotting your T's, should be good in a round such as this for Not Greyhound.
But look at this as well, like looking to sort of retake mid-round control of Banana, leaving Vexite at the top to have a look. There is the HE down. Another flash as well to send him in if they choose. So it looks like Sicko is going to get into that position to make the call. So they are still clearing out what they need to accordingly. Full Nana control secured. Alistair playing the rotation. Double up inside the pit. Fantastic. There you go, Vexite. One of the heads already ripped off. You know, if Encore lose this one, it is going to be a very, very tough pill to swallow. Going into an eco. Up against the 13 rounds of Not Greyhounds. Further damage dealt. Vexite just needs to hold this position. Not overextend. Alistair now caught out. And that's a great pick there from Hazard. And the last two members of Not Greyhound, are they going to be able to lock down this defense from the pit?
Well, it's going to be difficult, but with the weaponry, they might be able to. No utility to assist anymore. As Ins, he can play headshot from under the balcony at the moment and play a bit of whack-a-mole right now. Azza down, Hazard to follow. Now it's just down to Savage and Gratisfaction to see if they can get what feels like only damage. The bomb is dropped outside the library, so as far as this round is concerned, it's case closed. It's slamming the book of that cover shot.
Gratisfaction needs to go down here as well, wants to make sure the money is held, but I got to admit, what a scary prospect to be going up against, right? Ins and Liaz in the pit, holding each other's hands together.
This
Certainly
is
a tough duo to overwhelm there, but
Yeah.
look, it was just pistols. Encore having to take the eco here now it is basically game, set, and match here, but we'll give him another chance at the 14-5 mark.
I think this is what you would just come to expect as the more consistent and the more normal not Greyhound from everything that we've seen over the past couple of weeks, right? Correct. Yeah.
They definitely didn't look like, despite the fact that Encore were looking absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, exactly.
We'll let this run out for a second as Sicko plays the old aim trainer.
Oh, that's a teammate.
Yep, that's a teammate. That's okay. It's a bit scrappy. They're getting a bit hungry for duels here.
Look, it's gonna shape up to be the 14th round here.
Uh-oh.
Look.
That's okay. They got cash.
That's fine.
It's scrappy.
Yep.
Having a bit of fun. But yeah, like on Vertigo, it was not exactly the strongest looking Not Greyhound. However, it was a very good looking Encore. So we can kind of lean back on that commentary there a little bit more.
Yeah, it's, you know, the punishment coming into what may just be a more exercised map and a more executed in the scrims and in recent history for the likes of Not Greyhound. You know, Inferno has been one of their staple maps for how long now? And for Encore, yeah, they dabble their feet in Inferno time and time again, but Vertigo might have just been one of the maps that they were putting a bit more interest into, specifically in the last, week and a half, 2 weeks with Gratisfaction and Azar being able to be here and get in the practice. Right now, Vexite finds the opener onto Hazr. It's unanswered in terms of anything. Damage, control. Yeah, maybe not control as Encore do push up Banana now. But if this duel goes Alistair's way, it'll make it even more difficult for Encore to get something back into water. Rat, he's going to get legged to 5.
Couple of those already. Gratisfaction was on the receiving end of giving a leg shot before. Alistair does manage to get the second frag in the round, though, and it looks like Encore have started to peel their way back towards the A site. Setting up that utility now. Smoke down towards motorway. Vexite already tucked into the archers. And Gratisfaction very low. As I said, should be able to go down very, very quickly here. And now Vex doesn't even need to really do much. It's Ins and Liaz, that dynamic duo up on the top of default. Great synergy. And that's 15-5. Map point secured.
Yep.
Looks like we're going to nuke Komodo.
Well, potentially so, unless we see some big heroics and a little bit of secret sauce be putting on the plates here for Encore, as they will try and calculate a purchase coming in towards this new round. But yeah, being dealt what they did against Not Greyhound over on Vertigo. What have we got to play with in this round? Savage with Galil, Hazr and Sterling with the Deagles, and then some Mac 10s for Gratisfaction and Azar. It's going to be the Banana haste play for them. Vexite's going to start training with the AK-47. He does get taken down, and now it is only Sicko here at this B site. He's taken down, so it is an open site to get a plant. And maybe this quickness in towards this round was something that Encore was just lacking earlier on to get activated into this map.
Yeah, a little bit more of what we kind of needed to see. Az has taken a lot of control onto himself. Do they clear this? Good trigger discipline, but Liaz is ready for it. Still a very, very tough retake here, though, now, as Inz is going to send that Hail Mary nade. And towards new box.
Both going to do it.
Double up. Doesn't take the tag, almost. And now they can send the utility in towards Nana. So they're giving it a red-hot crack here for sure. Gratisfaction playing up very, very close. Are they going to try and find the further fight, though? No, Liaz is getting into that smoke. Gratisfaction inside it. Now it's on to Inz to get one more. Gratisfaction drops in 1v2, and Hazr can hold on. Encore continue to sing the song of a live Inferno, as 6 rounds are found.
Yeah, it's been a bit since we gotten a round out from Encore, but they get it done. It was the pistol, remember, that put them onto 5, and then they did drop to the force-up of Not Greyhounds. A couple of rounds in a row, and now we are where we are. Big gun round to come through from both sides, but it is that pillowing, remember? A 11-4 half. And a pistol round over towards Encore. You know, you think maybe Sonic's Law, Mitch, but maybe you cursed it the other way in mentioning it. For Encore, no mistakes can be made. We know that. That is for certain. Not Greyhound, they can have a bit of fun here. They don't need to reach deep into their strat book to be able to close out this map and send us into the 3rd and nuke. Though winning duels would be good for them. Unfortunately for Inz, drops that one.
So a weakened Not Greyhound once more. Alistair in a very open line. Picked off. And it's all under Liaz Liaz. And look how sharp Savage is. There you go. Exactly what you need to see.
Oh,
But the bomb has been dropped, Komodo. Not exactly the position you want to find yourself in as Encore. Smoke down to collect. How are not Greyhound going to react with this? The smoke is not deep enough. It's really, really awkward here. They're going to send some HEs down. Liaz gets it. Sicko.
Maybe it's
Now
hot
into the
potato.
apartments. Yeah, Sicko already onto this. It's going to be timing onto Savage. Savage walking away. Oh, no.
Yeah, timing is the right word, isn't it?
They've got the bomb. That's the main thing. Planted down. Savage in position. Gets it. All onto Savage this round. He's done everything to keep Encore alive.
Now Vexite, the money is gone for Not Greyhound. So to be able to take this weapon in toward the next round, we'll at least see some sort of resilience come through for Not Greyhound. But again, you know, it's one of those things in this map right now, from the lackluster ability that we've seen from Encore to gather rounds on this T side. We can't call it plausible until we actually see Encore get to 15 here. You know, there's not going to be a chance, I would say, that we feel comfortable in stating that Encore have still got OT chances to get back in towards this map, because all it's going to take is one from Not Greyhound. And these couple of rounds that we've just seen Encore got, it was what? A rush B that worked out, and Savage getting a couple of good shots, right? They're, you know, not things that you can kind of rely upon time and time again, albeit you'd love to.
Important rounds for the mental game for Encore, right? Not a team that is going to tilt by any means. They know they're a map up already. Sure, they might lose one here, as we sort of mentioned. OT, very unlikely here, but they'll just take another eco. Vexite's got some cash in the bank. They'll pick up that AWP for Alistair into the next. But really, for right now, Encore, it's just about getting that mindset into Nuke, already doing the damage as quickly as possibly can be. In's now looking to move in. Getting tapped away. Side. Punished. Liaz. Nicely done. Inz is also doing some further damage as well, picking up that rifle. Hey. We'll see what happens as Alistair has to try and lock down the fort towards B. Sicko does have his line with the Deagle, but no Kevlar.
They've got a cheeky crossfire as well with these 5-7s. There's the first one out from Sicko, and now it's Alistair's turn to see if he can at least get one as he drops down in towards the oranges, but he starts to peel away this round, and now Inz is here to assist him. The sweet juiciness of map number 3, maybe around the corner, but Sterling takes the head of Inz through the CT smoke. Now Liaz in a 1 versus 2, Gratisfaction with 1 HP. A breath of fresh air would take him out, and he might actually find Liaz peeking out through the smoke. He does indeed. It's another one over towards Encore.
Nice. Very, very well done there from Gratisfaction, knowing that he's going to have to make a play. But, you know, the whittling away of the damage that managed to get secured there by Not Greyhound. Inz was found able to find a lucky one through that smoke. Some support from Alistair, but they are certainly keeping the Encore economy honest. But still, look, again, pretty happy with this. Encore finding 8. They've managed to pick themselves up off the floor a little bit. Again, they'll take this momentum into the next map of Nuke. And look, you know, the dream of the 7th-round return would also be awesome to see. Sicko playing with fire, taking that banana control. They fought hard for it, and now Savage is burning away as well.
Oh, they're still fighting for it, Mitch, right now. Sicko's still pushing on through, trying to dodge all this utility, and Vexite's just called the audible, try to retreat, now help him out with an incendiary. Oh, the focus feels like it's on Banana in this round as Azza loses his life. The battle still rages on. Encore, you know, they had to find these rounds without making mistakes, and that potentially could be the first one, losing the first fight.
Now the walk up. Great pick from Alistair on the end of the apartments. Savage, Sterling, Hazr, the original trio. Do they have what it takes to fight the good fight? Keep this one extended. Not much utility in the hands of Not Greyhound, and they do start to make their way up towards B. Coffins will be smoked off by Sterling. Unless they do change their decision-making. Okay. Flash in. That's going to be the first priority here. Sicko, not exactly that healthy, but he is ready. So is Vexite. Great job here from Vexite. We were talking about how he wasn't exactly having the best, but he might be able to lock it out with a 4K Komodo. There we go. Perfect confidence booster there from Vexite to be able to boost his way back up. He does end up leading a positive KDA, and that's a really, really disgustingly solid half to come out here from Not Greyhound. I think, as we sort of talked about a little bit, Encore did at least give themselves some life, give themselves some momentum, but that's Inferno, as we've just seen it.
Yeah, some great calling to come through from him, some great positioning. It just felt like, you know, we had the more normalness that we come to expect.